Welcome back to The Explainer. Today's the grand finale of our GoalPower series. We spent a ton of time on the internal stuff, really figuring out who you are and where you're going. But now we're shifting gears from quiet planning into high-octane action and real-world impact. We are tackling phases 3 and 4 of the GoalPower system. Let's get right to it. Thomas Henry Huxley really hit the nail on the head when he said, "The great end in life is not knowledge, but action." Think about it. All that incredible knowledge, the meticulous planning, the big dreams we talked about, totally useless without the actual catalyst of taking action. Knowledge is just potential energy, right? Action is what actually gets you up the mountain.
Part 1. Taking the first step. Do it now.
So, phase 3 is all about answering one massive question. How on earth am I going to get there? To keep things super simple, we're using the GAP method. Goal, action steps, progress review. This is basically your essential survival gear for the climb. First, grab a pen and write down a specific, realistic goal. Next, chop that giant goal into tiny, bite-sized action steps so you don't completely overwhelm yourself. And finally, keep reviewing your progress. You've got to learn and pivot as you go.
But here's the catch. You have to actually take that first step. Honestly, the biggest reason people never reach their destination is they just never start. And leaving things unfinished, or worse, unstarted, it literally drains your mental energy. Taking action immediately stops procrastination dead in its tracks and gives you this instant burst of momentum.
Part 2. Managing Inevitable Resistance. The Inevitable Storm.
Look, every single great journey is going to hit some serious turbulence. You are going to get pushback. But the GoalPower system says we need to reframe this. It's not a personal failure, it's a critical opportunity. Think about an airplane. It literally cannot take off without the resistance of the air pushing against it. A seed can't grow without pushing through heavy dirt. Tension creates growth. You actually need those obstacles to build your strength.
So instead of just feeling defeated when things get rough, try moving through these 3 quick steps. First, recognize it. Just accept that resistance is completely normal. Second, relate to it. Don't immediately label it as bad. Step back and ask, okay, what is this trying to teach me? And third, respond. Make the first move. Take action on the issue instead of just freezing up in anxiety.
Part 3. Building your support network. Gathering your allies.
Because let's face it, no one scales a mountain completely alone. Emotional intelligence and social skills are absolutely crucial here. Even a team full of superstars will completely crash and burn if they refuse to work together. You need to share your goals with people you trust, people who will build you up, and you've got to do the exact same thing for them.
To build that kind of network, there's this fascinating concept called personal marketing. Try this. Identify 20 people in your life right now and figure out how you can help them today. No strings attached, expect nothing in return. By giving selflessly first, you build a genuine network rooted in actual goodwill. And naturally, those folks will be there when you eventually need a hand yourself.
Part 4. Making a real difference. The ultimate reward. That whole idea of helping others actually brings us right into phase 4. We start to realize that true success isn't just about what you get, it's about who you uplift along the way. Dr. Wayne Dyer put it beautifully. He said, when you're truly making a difference, you live life with no sense of time passing. We are either choosing to live abundantly by making a real impact, or we're holding ourselves back by pretending our daily actions just don't matter.
So, let me ask you directly, how were your interactions today? When the dust settled, did you help or did you hinder? Did you compliment or did you criticize? It's these tiny, everyday micro-interactions that actually define the entire trajectory of your success.
And making a difference doesn't have to mean some grand, sweeping gesture. You can fire off these small, everyday actions right now. Call a friend. Tell your family you love them. Go the extra mile for a coworker. Help out a neighbor. These little acts of kindness, that is the true heartbeat of GoalPower.
The people who reach extraordinary heights, they make sure they don't spend their entire lives climbing the ladder of success only to get to the top and realize it's leaning against the completely wrong wall. Connection, teamwork, uplifting others. That is how you make sure your ladder is exactly where it needs to be.
Part 5. The GoalPower Conclusion. One step at a time.
As we wrap up this journey, let's bring it all back down to earth with a one-step-at-a-time mindset. There's this great story about the famous NFL coach George Allen. Whenever someone asked him for his ultimate secret to success, he'd just say, "Do one more." That's it. Putting in the extra effort for just one more rep, one more phone call, one more act of kindness. That is often the literal difference between massive success and failure. So when you put this whole thing together, you get the complete GoalPower Master System. Have a distinct purpose. Write down specific goals. Create a simple plan. Ask for support. Visualize your success. Review your progress. Reward yourself and others. And commit to growing every single day. Adopting these principles, that is what awakens your internal energy.
Now look, things are not always going to go perfectly according to plan. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. You are absolutely going to fall a few times before you find your balance. But if you're patient and you keep at it, setting goals, taking action, and helping people, it all eventually becomes completely second nature.
You've got the talents and the abilities inside you right now to do so much more than you probably realize. So, as you finish up this explainer and head back out into your day, I want to leave you with one final thought to carry with you. What difference are you going to make today?